sunrise, new day's dawning, and it's calling you and me, where the mighty Mississippi flows by Memphis, Tennessee. We've got woodlands, fields, and water. Hey, there is no better way. You can find out all about it on Outdoors with Larry Ray. Make some time, take the family, ask a friend, but don't delay. Listen up and learn about it all. Outdoors with Larry Ray. Listen up and learn about it all. Outdoors with Larry Ray.
Good Saturday morning and welcome to another edition of the award-winning Outdoors with Larry Ray. Brought to you proudly by Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, Barton Power Sports, Sportsman's Warehouse, and Best Care Home Services. Now, here's your host, Larry Ray.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790, our flagship station here in Memphis, Tennessee, out of the Intercom studios. And then, of course, all of our good friends in Brownsville on News 95.3 and 1520. And, of course, you've good folks up in Jackson, Tennessee on News Talk 101.5. Hey, we are glad to have you on this May the 19th, 4 days before my birthday. Remember that, 4 days before my birthday. All right, remember that. And what would that make it, Guy Trebo? What date would that be?
23rd.
You heard that voice? That is Guy Trebo.
Mine's the 29th.
And I knew you was going to get that in there. I was giving you a chance.
I thought you would.
And Guy is anxiously awaiting the arrival of his another
my fourth
child?
grandchild. Yep.
Yes. We don't know the results yet, but we'll let you know next week, hopefully. We'll find out that they might be whatever. They don't know if it's a boy or girl, right?
Yeah, they're going to wait until the birth.
Until the birth. But we know it's a big baby, right?
Yes. Already the doctor said the baby's 9.9 pounds.
And how much did you weigh when you were born?
914.
914. Can you believe that? That was two of somebody's.
That was a moose.
So, Guy Trebo, this is third Saturday of the month, and Guy's in here. We're waiting on the arrival from Frank Barton. He should be here. Probably.
There he is right there. Frank
has just arrived. We see him outside. He's not driving a slingshot. He's in his white truck. But glad to have Frank when he gets in here. But we'll talk about what's been going on this week out at some lakes in Fayette County. You know I'm a member of the Mid-South chapter of Legacy Outfitters, and we're happy to have with us on today's show our point leader. Not only is our point leader, he is our prayer warrior. He is one of my close friends from Bartlett Hills Baptist Church, and that's Robbie Jordan. Good morning, Robbie.
Hello, Larry. Good to be here, man.
All right. Robbie, I know, talk a little bit about what's been going on out in Fayette County. You got 4 soldiers here.
That's correct.
That have come in to fish for these certain days. And so tell our listeners out there about what kind of week it's been for these 4 soldiers.
Well, it's been kind of a different week, but a great week. We usually bring in 2 to 3 soldiers in the fall for deer hunting.
Right.
These are active U.S. Army Special Operations soldiers. And then we bring in 3 or 4 in the spring to turkey hunt, but there's been 2 or 3 bad turkey hatchings, so we decided to switch gears and do a fishing trip for them. And it has been a phenomenal week in catching fish.
What do you mean by phenomenal? I've seen pictures.
I stayed up to 12:30 night before last and help fillet 2 50-quart ice chests full of crappie and bass.
Two.
Yes. And
okay.
Last night it was a little over 1 50-quart ice chest full.
Yeah.
And they've caught some big bass, big bass in several different lakes. And so we just have had a great time. They have had a wonderful time of rest and relaxation.
Yeah.
And it's a very unique program in that the U.S. Army does not charge them with any leave time. We have that in agreement up front. And Legacy Outfitters, we pay all the travel expenses and all the food expenses for the soldiers while they're here on Anderson Farms out east of town here.
With Ronnie and Sherry Downs.
They host them out there in their lodge, and then we pay for their food and their lodging.
They're not roughing it.
No, not roughing it at all.
No.
Using some good equipment. They brought their own equipment. Some of it was good, some of it was not so good, and we made up the difference on that.
Good.
And it's just a great opportunity to give back to our American soldiers that stand in the gap for us around the world.
And these guys, I know I've seen some pictures. One of them had something that said Afghanistan on the front, but these are really guys who have served our country. They come from all four from different military bases. Come here for this just this week, and I know Robbie. Legacy Outfitters, I know what it is. Maybe our listeners out there are kind of concerned, want to know what Legacy Outfitters is and what y'all do, and a little bit about the chapter here in the Mid-South.
Okay, Legacy Outfitters headquarters in Waco, Texas. There's several chapters across the nation, and we're the only one in the Mid-South. We're an organization for outdoor Christian men. Our job is to build better fathers, better husbands, and better grandfathers.
Yes.
And better soldiers for Christ, quite frankly.
Yeah.
And so we try to do that. Our motto is Matthew 4:19. Jesus said, "Follow me, and I'll make you fishers of men." And so that's what we're about. But we do benevolence work throughout the year with the soldiers and with other organizations that call upon us to. We are an organization of different denominations. We have no denominational boundaries. We just a bunch of
what now?
hard-working men that love to work and do for other people,
and like to eat and have fellowship. So tell them when we meet and where and
we meet
how much it cost.
We meet the last Thursday of every month at the Mid-South Sports Shooting Association. And it costs you a grand total of nothing.
Nothing is one of my favorite words.
Exactly.
That and free.
Right.
But when we meet out there on the last Thursday, and Robbie always has a program. They always have food to enjoy it, and then it's just a group of guys that I tell you what. One Thursday night, Robbie, we just need to go around the room again and tell everybody who they are and what they do, because I get mixed up sometimes. Who's who out there, because we have a varied it's a varied group, but they all I never see, we have a chance here to not only show our love of fellow man, but at the same time that we can have some smiles. And Robbie has some wonderful speakers. They're not out there to pin you down and lock the door and keep you in there. It's more like open door policy, and if you can find the place in the dark, you need to get out there. The shooting range is not easy to find sometimes in the dark, and it takes me a while to drive from out of state. It feels like it, but these soldiers, I always take part in the deer hunt because it's an amazing event, and try to write something about it. But I can imagine. These guys have probably caught more fish than they've ever caught in a 1 week time, and you told me that they're up early and they love it, right?
That's right. And Larry, we one of the things that I own that I don't like to loan people is my boat.
Yes, yeah.
Me and my fishing partner submitted both of our boats.
Let's mention Roger's name. Okay.
Roger Mitchell and I donated our boats. We bank fishing this week, so those soldiers can have something to fish out of.
Yeah.
And let me just say one other thing about the soldiers. They are special operations people.
Uh-huh.
They're strictly, those that come every year are strictly chosen by the U.S. Army.
We don't. Legacy doesn't choose them. We don't have
nothing to do with that.
No.
And they're told not to wear any Army clothing and ask any Army questions while they're here, because they are special operations soldiers and they're not allowed to talk about what they do.
That's right.
So, and so that makes it even better.
They don't even know each other. I mean,
don't even know each other.
Yeah.
2 of them come from Fort Campbell, Kentucky. 1 come from Seattle, Washington, and 1 come from Savannah, Georgia.
Yeah.
And they didn't even know each other.
Didn't know. They just had a love of fishing.
Just a love of. They chose to fish, and I was kind of worried about it. It was our first fishing.
It was,
event,
yeah.
I'm telling you, they fished us in the ground.
They're
still fishing. And
they're still fishing. They left yesterday. Yesterday afternoon. Got in here. Robbie, on Monday.
Right.
And from Monday on, they got to come downtown, and Bobby saw some things. Probably saw Elvis. I don't know. Maybe they had a chance to visit with Elvis. Most everybody thinks they do, but I know the soldiers in the fall get to go to a Grizzly game, which maybe wasn't really good this year, but they got to be in Fred Smith's box at the Grizzly game So I know these guys didn't just fish. You also gave them an opportunity to maybe know what we're about down here.
Right. And let me say this about some friends of ours at church, Larry, that we and I both know. They provide the desserts for the ladies.
Yes,
they
did.
For the guys. Uh-huh. And my wife cooked a humongous.
Humongous.
That's very big.
That's a Mississippi word.
Large.
That's a Mississippi
pudding.
word.
I took it out there pudding.
You took the banana pudding.
And I've never
seen
you
sample
one disappear so quick. I don't believe those soldiers have ever seen a banana
Did
pudding
they get
in
it?
Life. Do what?
Did you take it out there to them, or did you?
I took it to them, and it was gone before I could get a good seat.
I wish you hadn't mentioned banana pudding
Okay.
this Saturday morning. Yeah, I'm thinking about banana pudding now because. But anyway, Robbie, thank you for being. What you got? One more thing. You want to tell me one more thing?
No, I'm waiting on you.
You're just
man.
pointing. Okay, buddy.
Thank you for inviting us.
Thank
and
you
for hearing about our project.
Yeah.
And if anybody has any questions, LegacyOutfitters.com.
That's right.
And you'll see the Mid-South chapter on there. My number's on there. We're always looking for speakers to give us encouragement.
Yeah.
Give me a call. We'd love to have you.
Come join us on the last Thursday night of the month, about 6 o'clock. So we're out there at the gun club. But Robbie Jordan, and appreciate you being with us this morning, Robbie. We're going to take a break. Come back. Rick Leslie's already slipped in the room. You know we're going to talk about the St. Jude Bass Classic. I know I am. So Rick's here, and we're hoping that Skip Moore will be here, and Tracy Williams is going to talk to him. But right after we take this break, she's going to come waltzing in the room because we got the best West Tennessee tourism report there ever was. So next up is Marty Marbury on Outdoors with Larry Ray. Be right back.